Hi, I'm Dr. Mike, and welcome back to another episode of Wild Rounds. Today I'm in the lower level of tropic world. This is actually the back side of the rock work that you're looking at when you look at our monkeys inside of tropic world. And down here we have our Pangolin Conservation Center where we care for a number of our white-bellied pangolins. So we're going to go ahead and go inside, and I'll introduce you to some of my favorite animals. We're in the dark right now because pangolins, they are a nocturnal animal. That red light doesn't really affect a nocturnal animal. They still think it's dark, but it lets us see enough just to move around and navigate the environment. And you can see here, I've got some bugs in here, and this is Nina. She is a 6-year-old animal that was born here at Brookfield Zoo back in 2019. I was still working as a veterinarian at that point, so I've known Nina a long time, and she's really a wonderful animal. You can see she's very comfortable around people. And I don't know if you can see it in the dark, but she's shooting that incredibly long tongue out of her mouth down into this tube where I had some bugs. That tongue is, it's about a foot long, and it wraps all the way inside their body, all the way back around one of their kidneys. That tongue is what they use for getting those ants and termites and other insects out of the burrows in the ground after they dig it up and disrupt the dirt. She's really sniffing me right now. Every so often, she's actually doing it right now, she'll shoot that tongue out, and so she's actually getting that tongue up under my shirt sleeve here, which is a very weird sensation, not something that I necessarily like. It's a little bit odd. Stop that, Nina, come on. I promise you I do not have any bugs up my sleeve. All right. Pangolins are incredibly uncommon in zoos. We are only one of 2 zoos in the world to have this species. You'll see one of them at Habitat Africa, the forest, on a habitat where the public can see it. But we've got 13 more behind the scenes that are part of this incredible breeding program that we have, really working to advance the science of the care of this animal to help in the wild with conservation programs. We put a lot of effort into making sure they stay healthy and that we're constantly monitoring their health. And that's what I'm going to take you over to next, is we're going to head over to our animal hospital where one of our pangolins is having an exam today. That animal is named Dr. Mike. It was named after me by one of our big supporters of our pangolin conservation program. Makes me a little self-conscious, but everybody else seems to really love the fact that we've got one named Dr. Mike. So we're going to head over there and take a look at our pangolin receiving an exam today. Hey, good morning.
Oh, hi, Dr. Mike.
How's it going?
Welcome. This is also Dr. Mike. So this is one of our pangolins.
Yes. So let's talk about what's happening here just a little bit. So we just saw Ashley, one of our veterinary technicians, grabbing a blood sample here a minute ago, trimming nails. That's all part of just our general checkup, physical exams on an animal.
Part of the routine exam, the tongue is so important for them to get good access to food. So we like to make sure the tongue is nice and healthy, but you can sure see how long it is, right? So.
And the incredible thing is they've got control of that the whole way out. So even when that tongue is, 10 inches out of their mouth, they've still got full control of it in the tip of it. It's just because the animal's anesthetized right now that it looks sort of like
it's dangling.
A limp dangling spaghetti noodle or something. But
the scales are pretty cool because it's hard. And when we first started trying to learn about pangolins, I was looking up papers about pangolins, and most of the study was actually on the scale. And it was because people were interested about using similar technology as armor. So when they're rolled up, the teeth of a lion cannot penetrate. And part of that's because for the amount of scale that you see, there's the same amount of that scale underneath the skin. So they're all overlapping, kind of like that, which makes it hard to give injections, frankly. So there's only a tiny little bit of skin that you can see underneath, but otherwise it's kind of like a really hard nail. And sometimes they break them and they will grow back. So they're always kind of growing.
And it's these scales that are what has really led to the population declines in the wilds. Traditional Eastern medicinal use of these scales is what's really driven a black market. So this is really what they're poached and hunted for. They're just keratin, so they're the exact same thing as our fingernails. They really have no true purpose from a medicine standpoint. But I think the thing that's so alarming is when we talk about the confiscations of black market scale trade, it's literally tons and tons of scales by weight. And when we think about how many pangolin that represent, it's hundreds of thousands of animals that are being poached and illegally killed just to harvest the scales off of the animal. So it's really a travesty, the challenges that these animals are facing in the wild. A big part of what we've learned with these animals, when we talk about some of these normal values like stomach pH, or we talk about blood work values, it's really a huge benefit for those that are working with these animals in Africa in a rehab setting. So an animal that's injured in the wild comes under human care. They're veterinarians over there. We're working with the same sort of lack of general information that we had with this species when we first started. And so for us to be able to give really reliable normal blood values, normal gastric content parameters, all of those different things are just so instrumental to a veterinarian being able to successfully treat and manage one of these animals in a rehab setting and hopefully get it rehabilitated and back out into the wild. So that's just an enormous benefit of how these animals are directly helping their counterparts in the wild.
Did we get everything, Ashley? I think we might be ready to wake them up.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
We're done.
I'm gonna turn off the anesthesia. Go ahead and wake him up. We'll take the little pads off his hands.
So as we come off anesthetic gas here, he's going to start to slowly wake up. I can see him maybe starting to move a little bit already, but what's his day going to look like from here?
I don't exactly know what all he's got planned. We'd have to ask him, but he's gonna go back into the carrier that he came in, and then he's gonna head over to his habitat, be with the other pangolins, and hopefully have a great day. He is starting to wake up, but he's starting to grip my arm. So Dr. Mike, you might have to say goodbye to Dr. Mike.
Thanks, Dr. Copper, so much for letting me come hang out here in the hospital for a little bit today. It's been great to see the work that's going on with this incredible species. Again, you can come visit them at Habitat Africa, the forest at Brookfield Zoo Chicago, and just know that the animal on Habitat is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of the conservation work that we're doing with this species and the total population of animals that we have here at the zoo contributing to science, conservation, and research.